Good evening, everybody. A very warm welcome. Could I invite everybody to please take their seats? There's going to be a networking time after our event. Shh. That always works. Good evening, everybody. Do grab your seats now because we are about to begin. Thank you.
Investing in innovative medicines and vaccines doesn't just save lives, it transforms our future. Improving how we prevent, treat, and cure disease. And helping people everywhere live healthier, longer, and more productive lives. Empowering medical professionals with the right tools to deliver stronger, more efficient healthcare systems. Through high-value research, manufacturing, and skilled jobs, the pharmaceutical industry advances both medical science and economic growth. And as global health threats continue to emerge, scientific progress gives us the strength to fight back. There's more to medicines and vaccines.
There is more to medicines and vaccines. Today we stand at the brink of a generational transformation in health innovation, opening onto a world of possibility where we are more protective, we are more productive, and we are more prosperous. I'd like to extend a very warm welcome to you all. I'm Isabel Kumar, and I'm your guide this evening as we explore the landscape and the power of health innovation, where we will also look at how health innovation is going to and has the ability to transform and shape our collective futures. Tonight, we're going to hear from leaders that are shaping our future, from national governments to the EU to international organizations and, of course, the pharmaceutical industry, because there is more to medicines and vaccines. Vaccines have saved more than 150 million lives in the past 50 years. They are a powerful long-term investment. Just listen to this. Adult immunization programs deliver returns of up to 19 times more than their initial cost to society. And over recent decades, pharmaceutical innovation has accounted for more than 70% of the increase in life expectancy across G20 and developing countries. But yet at the same time, G20 economies are losing an estimated $1 trillion every year to preventable health conditions. So there is more to medicines and vaccines. So together tonight, we are going to shift the paradigm on health, recognizing health investment as a foundational pillar of progress, underpinning stronger health systems, economic growth, and societal resilience. And our conversation this evening begins with one provocative question. If we stopped treating health innovation as a cost to bear and recognized it as a key driver of growth, what new doors would we unlock? Well, to help us answer this question, it is my great pleasure to invite our first speaker to the stage, and that is the Minister of Health of Canada, the Honorable Marjorie Michel. A very warm welcome.
Bonsoir tout le monde. Good evening, everyone. It's a real pleasure to be here today. À Davos, le Premier ministre Carney a dit « Lorsque les règles ne vous protègent plus, vous devez vous protéger vous-même. Alors que la dynamique mondiale évolue, il est de notre responsabilité d'agir et de protéger nos populations. Pour cela, nous devons nous adapter. » As the Canadian Minister of Health, my focus is on protecting lives, promoting well-being, reducing costs, and building our economy. And this starts with a strong domestic pharmaceutical industry. Our approach builds on 4 key pillars: a regulatory system that inspires confidence while giving companies the certainty they need to invest and grow in Canada. Next, stronger alignment with provincial partners and like-minded countries so we can move faster together to help set the global standard. Third, a modernized clinical trial framework that enables innovation while ensuring patients have access to new therapies. And finally, a world-class talent and research ecosystem. For too long, companies have seen Canada's regulatory system too much as a barrier. We are changing that. We need a regulatory system that is timely, predictable, and grounded in science. One that fiercely protects Canadians while giving companies a clear reason to invest in Canada. This means cutting red tape, improving transparency, and streamlining how new medicines are reviewed and approved. Nous travaillons avec des partenaires de confiance et avec des pays dont les réglementations sont comparables à nos standards, afin d'agir plus rapidement et de mettre plus vite les médicaments innovants sur le marché. Nous avons également renforcé nos capacités d'évaluation. Tout récemment, le Canada est devenu le premier pays du G7 à approuver non pas une, mais 2 versions génériques du sémaglutide que l'on connaît sous le nom de Ozempic. Nous avons besoin de plus d'initiatives de ce genre. As of right now, Canada meets its service standard of 300 days 95% of the time. This has remained consistent over the past 5 years, despite a sharp increase in demand. And it makes Canada as one of the fastest among leading regulators. But we are not standing still. We are building on this with the mindset that when it comes to innovation, we can do even better. Last month, we launched a pharmaceutical and life science sector task force. This task force brings together more than 24 senior leaders and experts from the pharmaceutical industry. They are working to identify barriers to growth and innovation within the sector in Canada. With their help, we will make sure our policy and regulatory environment are more agile. In 2024, Canada's median time for priority reviews was of 223 days, ranking first amongst international regulators. And with our new reliance order, we will reduce this time by up to 40, even 50% by 2028. Because in today's world, speed matters, certainty matters, ambition matters. Our ultimate goal is simple: to increase competition and to support reliable, affordable, and sustainable access to safe pharmaceutical products in Canada. But health in Canada is complex, and our system is fragmented. Our federal system, at the origin of so many of our strengths, can be quite often difficult to navigate. If we want to succeed and attract more investments from the life science sector, Canada needs to start acting like one market, not 14. For example, since 2018, We have been conducting aligned reviews with our health technology assessment bodies. Aligned reviews can reduce the time between a new medication approval and reimbursement recommendation by more than 80%. And to push this effort further, I am announcing today that we invested $131 million in the Pan-Canadian Pharmaceutical Alliance to support provinces, territories, and public drug plans in negotiating drug prices. We are also changing how we work with trusted international partners, so we can rely on like-minded regulators on certain part of a submission, so we'll go faster. Not only we will reduce the time between submission and approval, but it will also reduce the administrative burden on companies. Most importantly, it will considerably reduce the time patients have to wait to access a life-saving drug. Because we all know in healthcare, speed is not just about efficiency. It is about patience. We are also working on our strengths. Canada is a clinical trial powerhouse. Canada ranks third for new trials, representing 4% of global activity. And we want to do more. So we are modernizing our regulations here as well. Our new regulatory framework for clinical trials will build on the successes of existing clinical trials. Nous harmonisons ce nouveau cadre avec celui des organismes internationaux, y compris les agences européennes, afin de garantir une plus grande cohérence et de renforcer la confiance dans l'ensemble de nos juridictions. Cela permettra d'accélérer l'accès à des patients au traitement, de soutenir l'innovation et de renforcer la sécurité des participants. Nous établissons également des normes claires afin d'offrir davantage de prévisibilité aux entreprises qui souhaitent mener des essais cliniques au Canada. Canada also benefits from one of the strongest research ecosystems in the world. To have the future we want, we need to build and invent more of what we need. Research and innovation are how we achieve that. This is why Canada is focused on attracting global talent and strengthening our research base. Last fall, we announced $1.7 billion to bring the best researchers, scientists, and world-leading talent into Canada. And we already started to welcome them. By attracting international talent, by supporting Canadian institutes, Canadian universities, and Canadian scientists, with our $1.5 billion national strategy for drug and rare diseases, we are creating a conducive environment to developing novel life-saving drugs. Since 2016, we invested more than $22 billion supporting fundamental research, new technologies like AI and quantum, world-class facilities, and the next generation of Canadian researchers. We are investing in science because we know Canada is where talent meet innovation. Canada is the home of Frederick Banting and John MacLeod at the University of Toronto, who invented insulin, the home of Peter Cullis at the University of British Columbia, whose technology made the mRNA COVID-19 vaccines possible, de Michael Smith, dont les travaux menés également à l'Université de Colombie-Britannique lui ont valu le prix Nobel et ont révolutionné la biologie moléculaire, de Brenda Miller, dont les recherches novatrices à l'Université McGill ont contribué à jeter les bases des neurosciences cognitives modernes. Mais la recherche est par nature globale. Les découvertes n'ont d'impact que lorsqu'elles peuvent franchir des frontières. Les défis auxquels nous sommes confrontés le vieillissement des populations, la hausse des coûts, le rythme de l'innovation ne sont pas propres au Canada. Et comme ces défis sont communs, les solutions doivent l'être aussi. If we want innovation to move at the speed patients need, we must move together. For me, that means working closely with everyone in this room to make sure that breakthrough research doesn't stop at borders. Canada is the land of opportunity, and it is the land of success. We are not the biggest market, but we are a trusted one many rely on. More than ever, Canada is where people look to. We have the workers and the life science expertise. We have the major infrastructure, a clean grid, port, airports, a reliable railway system that could, yes, I know, learn a thing or two from Europe, and access to major international markets. Canada is welcoming companies and investment with a reliable and fast-tracked process that inspires confidence. And while some pick threats as strategy to grow, we choose another path. We choose principles and pragmatism because threats are not a Canadian value. Tariffs are not the Canadian way. Our values are anchored in respect, reliability, predictability, and collaboration, and the fundamental belief in talent and research. We know that investment needs a safe, protected, and reliable environment, just like the development of a groundbreaking medication. What makes us Canadians is our capacity to deliver exactly that. We will make sure the next generation of life-saving drugs and vaccine is developed and manufactured in Canada. With great talent, enhanced clinical trial, streamlined approval, and the best workers in the world, Canada will become the reliable pharmacist that the world needs right now. And you want to be part of it. Thank you.